How do you go from making 34,000 a year to 70,000 a year in a span of 2 years? My name is Hector Garcia. I'm director of productions for Edward Collins. He's one of the finance coaches in the Clickfunnels community. And ever since I started working here, we were able to take his social media, specifically Instagram, from 4,000 followers to 1.1 million followers in a matter of 1 year. Now, this is going to help you specifically if you're coming from the freelance world and you're becoming a in-house videographer for a coach, an attractive character, how we like to call it in the industry, or an influencer specifically. So the first thing you have to do is change your mindset and change the mindset of the coach, the attractive character in this case. You are now running a media company. And why do I say that? Because if you're not running a media company, you're just a coaching business that has this little tiny video department inside. It's going to be an afterthought. No. The way that you want to do it is that you want to be producing at least 50% of your working weeks. And yes, that includes the weekends. We're videographers. We know we work extra hours sometimes, because if not, you're not going to put priority in video. And if you want to be a good coach, you want to have authority, it means you have to be producing every single day and post every single day, just like how we do on our Instagram. The second thing you want to implement is that you want to create SOPs. And this is specifically for you as a freelancer that you're used to shooting the video, editing the video, and sometimes even posting the video. Nope, that's not going to happen in this case. At some point, you're going to hire editors, right? Maybe at the beginning, it is going to be up to you to edit the video. But at some point, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, even 5 editors that you have to manage. And the issue that you run into is that every time that you hire a new editor or you replace an editor because he wasn't good enough, you waste 2 weeks of training. So what you want to do with these SOPs is you're going to spend 2 weeks recording yourself as if you're training a person, right? Like if it's a Zoom call or something like that. And then when you hire a new person, you just tell them which videos to watch. And you don't want to tell them to watch the entire 10 hours of the trainings, right? The way that I like to do it is that I assign them one project and I tell them which 5 videos to watch. And then I assign them a second project and I tell them which other videos to watch. By the time the 2 weeks are up, they have watched the 10 hours and they're already good to work. And this is really good because now all of the editors are going to match in style. And that's really good for brand consistency. Because I don't know about you guys, I had an office job at some point, and my first 2 days of working at the office job, they made me watch 12 hours of video about HR and procedures, and I did not retain any of that information. Somebody had to retrain me. The third thing you want to do is you want to set up automations in your project manager. And no, a project manager could be a person, but in this case, I'm referring to a software. In our case, we use Asana, but you can use Trello, you can use Monday.com, you can use ClickUp, whatever you choose. And then basically what that does is that saves you the amount of clicks that you have to do. For example, I may have a video that we just finished filming, and then I move it to the ready to edit. That automation, what it does is assigns the editor, it assigns the due date, it assigns the status of the video, right? Because the videos have different status. Haven't started editing, in progress, needs revision, right? So it does those things. And then it sets a date that I want to make sure I review the video. And then it has a date that the video has to be posted. So I just saved myself 5 clicks that add up, and then make sure you don't waste time, right? So how does that tie up to me going from making 34,000 when I first got hired as a production assistant to now making 70,000 a year as director of video production? Now, if you picked up the pattern on number 2 and number 3, I am saving time for myself, which means I have more time to focus on to developing. And there's a saying that goes, money follows value creation. So if I was wasting my time in having to train the editors and having to do more clicks, I wouldn't have time to develop. Now, the more stuff that I develop, the more valuable I am to the company, the more money the company makes, and therefore the more I get paid. So I'm incentivized to make sure that the workflow for the video department is stellar. If you want to know some of the other things that I implement as director of video productions, I actually have a free course on my free Skool community that you can go ahead and watch. That's going to help you with this transition from freelancer into a more leader role, right? You can also ask me questions there. If you have any questions, I'll be able to answer. And I hope that this really helps you. I don't really want you to stay as a freelancer because you're going to be struggling to pay the bills. I want you to be making a comfortable, decent salary of $70K.